Hey everyone, it's Hey John here today. Okay, I cover cryptocurrency, Dogecoin specifically. I cover the Dogecoin news and the Dogecoin technical analysis. Okay, and in this video here, I'm gonna cover the Dogecoin technical analysis, aka the sticks. Okay, but before we get to all that though, do me a huge favor and motivate me to want to create more content like this for you guys on a daily basis. Okay, all you gotta do is just tap that subscribe button and tap that like button. Okay, it's very simple, costs you nothing, and it's super easy to do, and I appreciate it so much. Okay. Now, you came for a Dogecoin sticks. Let's get to it, all right? So yesterday, well, today is March 16, 2021 here. And you see Dogecoin here is we have a green candlestick today, which is great, like Tony the Tiger says, okay? So we see here is that, okay, well, let's start with the 50 MA, okay? So on March 13, I mentioned that it was like 503, 14, it's 513, 15, it's 523. Even though it's March 16, it says March 15 because the next day turns over around 4 p.m., you know? But anyway, so we currently seeing 523 here, and I've been mentioning for the past few videos that, eventually the 50 MA is going to be support, and we're going to bounce off that because every single day you see the 50 MA, the moving average here, right? Every day that we stay above 5 cents or above 0.0020002 cents, wherever we're at before a year ago, or actually, well, in January of this year, it increases the MA, the moving average every single day, okay? And people are going to see this, and they're going to see this as a very bullish sign, okay? So, as I mentioned to you guys, sooner rather than later, we're going to bounce off this, and we're going to make new highs, okay? It's literally going to be that simple. I mean, granted that, yes, I'm saying it's simple, but also the fact that we have all this kind of news here, right? You're seeing all this, the Florida news keep on coming out. We're seeing like Coinbase, we're seeing Elon Musk, we're seeing Mark Cuban, right? And see, Elon Musk, our boy, the CEO of Dogecoin, continues to market us. Okay, continues to market us, and that continues to get more people into Dogecoin. Okay. And we do our part too as well, okay? And that's why I need you to subscribe to these videos and like these videos so I can do my part and help the Dogecoin community grow. And I want you guys to join the Dogecoin family, okay? Because we're gonna get rich together. You gotta be on for a ride. And I want you there with me every step of the way. And you gotta watch these videos because guess what? I cover the text every single day. And text evolve every single day. It's not you see it one time and it's good for the whole year or good for the whole month. It's constantly changing, so you have to be aware of it. Okay, so let's get to it now. All right, a little more detail now. So let's go ahead and check the MACD and see how it's doing. Okay, let's see how it's doing right there. Okay, so you can see in the MACD here, we're still trending down. Right, as you can see, but the key thing here to note is that we're still in what I would call the bullish quadrant, and we're kind of resetting there, even though the blue line is kind of curling downwards. It's curling downwards at a very, very slow trajectory. It's almost flat. So this tells me that there's some indecision here, and we're doing some accumulation right now, okay? Which is totally fine because I truly believe that near the end of March or around that time, end of March to the beginning of April, we're gonna see some really big news coming out. I don't know what it'll be, but based on the stimulus and Coinbase and all that kind of jazz right there, when those things come to fruition fully, like executed, right? I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we're gonna blow up sooner rather than later, and you can see how fast Dogecoin can blow up, right? It can blow up overnight instantly, hundreds of percent. It's literally insanity here. As always, I mentioned to you guys, don't go all in because guess what? It's a scary ride. Okay, you can go 100% and you can come down like 50% as well. So it's a very scary thing to do, but it's very fun. And I'm investing in Dogecoin, and I suggest you do the same thing because when you're investing in it, you're not worried about all the peaks and the dips are here, right? You're just buying dips and you're averaging up over time, which is good because then you're buying dips all the time right here, right? I mean, yeah, you can say, okay, well, a few months ago, if I bought like 50 grand back then, it would have been like, worth this much today. But guess what? I'm not a genie. And if you are, I don't know why you're watching my videos. I'll be honest with you. Give me some advice. I want to buy something like that, okay? And but I don't have that kind of foresight. I don't think anyone does really, to be honest. And if anyone tells you to do, I would be really weary, okay? And that's kind of why I go with the strategy of averaging over time. Even though I got to pay a little more, it's okay because we're going up with it. If it goes down, I'm gonna buy down with it too. Over time, you're gonna be really well as long as you buy dips. Because I always tell you guys, you buy red, you sell green. It's very simple. when you buy red, you're insulating yourself from the possible further dips are here, right? But anyway, so currently on daily MACD, we're kind of trending down, curling down, and it almost flats to the point where it's okay. We may see a push up soon, okay? But we need to see some volume here and some buys, okay? And we won't see that anytime, well, in the next few minutes while I'm recording this video here. So it'll be sometime today or something, you know? So anyway, I'll also note also that currently we set the 50 MA over the 200 MA, which means we're going to go down cross and it's still very bullish, okay? The moment I see the technicals break down below 50 MA, that's when I start having a different perspective, all right? But till then, we're bullish, I'm still buying dips. So let's go to the forward chart and see what's really going on the details, okay? All right. So as I mentioned for the past few videos, well, maybe the past like 1 or 2 videos here, that I mentioned that we're starting to trade the range again, right? From 525 to a 58, 583 or something like that. And I mentioned yesterday, based on the 4-hour chart here, I said we're gonna tap the 5.8 multiple times, and we will most likely break out of it rather sooner rather than later. Okay, so let me just give you guys a pretty a sample here of what I see. You know, I kind of see I see this right here. I see a current oops, wait. All right. I currently see a descending triangle right here. I'm sorry. An ascending triangle right here, okay? And what I see here also is that I see also for the 4 MACD right here, we can see that it's curling up, right? On the daily MACD, it's starting to flatline and almost curl up a little bit. I mean, it's very like tiny. You gotta really look closely to see it, you know? At the time when you watch it, it may be curling down a little bit or flatline. So it depends on when you watch it, right? But as of this recording here, it looks like it's almost flatlined to a little curl, kind of like a little tickle, you know. So you can see here on a 4 MACD here, right? You know, I mentioned yesterday that we're starting to see a trend up based on these red sticks right here, right? And I won't go through those details because it doesn't really matter, okay? And what I see here also is that the blue line is starting to curl up again, okay? So this tells me that people are starting to buy again. And most importantly is that it looks like, you know, I won't know yet, but we will know in the next few sticks. It could be next day or two because the 4-hour, you know, it moves a lot slower because, you know, 4-hour time frame. It's one stick per 4 hours right here, right? We may see it today or tomorrow or the following day here, depending on how slow it moves. It moves, but I believe we're starting a new forward cycle on a bullish trend here, and if it does that, we're going to see something like this for the most part. We're going to see this, you know. I'm sorry. We may see something like this, you know. It may not go as high as a previous 4-hour chart here, the blue line, when it kind of peaks the little hill. It's probably because, you know, the news what we're seeing is kind of already saturated for the most part. So that means that, you know, we may push up to maybe 6.3 again. We may test it, which is great. And we'll probably, you know, guess what? If you're a bear, you're gonna short anything from 6.3 to 6.2, and you make some money real quick, right? You know, that's the easy trade right now if you're a day trader. But for me, it doesn't matter. I'm holding long. I'm just buying dips. For me, it doesn't matter. And if you're like me, you're working, I suggest you probably do something similar. I don't give financial advice. I'm just telling you, I'm just sharing with you what I would do and what I'm doing. Anyway, so I believe this is what could potentially happen in the days to come. Obviously, if we see something happen, also it could be something like this as well. Let me show you guys real quick. Delete. We can see something like this as well. Something where you see a big red candlestick and it breaks down, and you can see the 4-hour kind of go like whoop, go like that, and go something like that in the next following days. We can see something like this similar as well, and that kind of creates a temporary bear trade. But however, I want to emphasize that, granted that, yeah, I mean, that's a potential scenario here, but I don't think it's likely because of one reason, and one reason alone is because we see a golden cross of the 50 MA over the 200 MA here. And you can see that the 50 MA on a 4-hour chart was once resistance, and now it's becoming support, okay? And at one point, the 200 MA was becoming support. And ladies and gentlemen, for the 50 MA and 200 MA, these are more long-term indicators, and it take more time to chart out. So that means that these indicators aren't going to break down as fast, you know? So that means they're gonna have some staying power, some willpower, and this is kind of what you would use for a swing trade for the most part. So that's kind of why I believe we're actually gonna do this instead. As I mentioned to you before, we're gonna see something more like this, based on that golden cross here. I mean, could it go higher? Absolutely, right? Absolutely. But given what I see currently, this is what I think is what will happen. And as always, technical analysis is not a science; it's more an art. And you have to use your intuition. I've been doing this for 10+ years since my college days, and you have to use the news as well, and gather all that data, all that information, and kind of use a chart and use all these different indicators here to kind of put it all together. And it's it sounds easy, but it's actually quite difficult because it's so easy to miss things. So you gotta be kind of thorough with it. So that's kind of why I believe we're gonna move up still. So I'm not too concerned with that, honestly, on a personal note. But in the future, obviously, we are gonna pull back a big pullback. And we test the all-time highs of 8 cents again, because as basically like Bitcoin, right? When it hit like, all-time high was like 65 or 62, whatever it was, it pulled back to 55, right? So we make like 10% or something like that. So we will see something similar as well. And granted that Dogecoin is a lot smaller currency here, it's easier to make these big pushes up and down based on a cheaper price for the most part. So as always, that's kind of what I'm saying here, and hopefully you see that point too. Now moving on to a 15-minute chart here, just kind of get the more narrow image here. So I drew in a 4-hour chart here. What I was trying to show you guys that this is an ascending triangle currently, and you can see on 15-minute chart I drew in a 4-hour chart. It wasn't really draw for drawn for like accuracy, but it's pretty close, as you can tell. I mean, it's not 100%, but you get the general idea. We're trending up, and we're tapping up here, and you can see also it's getting proven also by the 15-minute MACD here. You can see that it's constantly resetting. I'm sorry, oops. You can see it's constantly resetting on a bullish quadrant here, and every time it does it, it taps the 5/8 resistance here. And I truly believe in the next, the next few days that if it's gonna break out of the 5/8 again, it's gonna do that. Based on the way it looks right now and all the news coming out, all the flurry of news, and of course, watch my other video about the Elon Musk NFT, because and like those videos and subscribe, because the more this news gets out, it supports the Dogecoin narrative and the Dogecoin community, and the whole point is that we get more people involved in the Dogecoin community here. Okay, and in order to do that, we need to in order to do that, we need to get the word out. And in order to get the word out, we gotta spread the news around, right? CNBC did a huge favor to us and the Dogecoin community, because guess what? CNBC is a large, national syndicate right here, right? A news syndicate. And the fact that Dogecoin is getting that kind of marketing, obviously through Elon Musk, and I mean, CNBC isn't necessarily throwing out the word Dogecoin, but all the stuff in there in that article is literally Dogecoin related, right? Anyone with half a brain can figure that out, assuming they research, but So that's kind of where we're at, where we are at today, and that's kind of why I need you guys to do me a favor, a huge favor, and just subscribe and like and leave a comment below about where you think this is going. Okay, I will catch you all on the next one.